Hey everybody, how's everybody doing out there in YouTube land or Twitter land or Facebook land or wherever you might be watching this, wherever you saw the posting. But originally it will be YouTube, so I say hello to YouTube land. I haven't done a movie video in a long time or talking about movie stuff in a little while, so I guess I'll do that now because I'm a little bit bored and got nothing else to do at the moment. Sorry about the plain backdrop. I doing this a little bit late in the day, so they got a bit of sun and I got some light. If I were to do it in front of my movies and everything else that I usually do behind me, everything would be probably black and you wouldn't be able to see too much. But anyway, I was just going to talk again about a few more of my collectibles and toys that I have. Just got a couple things here. Make this a short video if I can. So I'll just get right to it. I'll start off. These are from the 80s. I will stand them up here. And they are the Universal monsters from the originals from the 1930s Universal's movies. And I'm getting notices on my screen. Anyway, sorry about that. But I believe these came out in the 1980s. We got the Mummy, of course. This here would be from more of the sequels. That would be Lon Chaney Jr. as opposed to Boris Karloff. And, of course, Dracula of the Bela Lugosi Dracula. And, of course, Boris Karloff's Frankenstein. They don't really do a whole lot. I got them from my grandmother's house. There is actually a Wolfman one that I've only seen once or twice. I had the opportunity to buy it at a store called Funorama way back in the day in the 90s. And I was buying a ton of Star Wars stuff at the time, so I didn't get it, and I've been kicking myself ever since, considering I've sold most of the Star Wars stuff, and I still got these guys. But not a ton of detail on them. I mean, they're pretty simple. The arms are a little bit lengthy. Kind of reminds me of RoboCop when he's falling out the window. But they're pretty simple. They don't, like I said, not a lot of articulation. That's the Frankenstein and the Mummy. And make this a little bit better. Anyway, yeah, that's a little bit better. But again, it's just the arms that move. The Dracula one's got the most detail. So them all there. Their heads move. He's got a cape, which is a separate piece that's been glued on. And the arms move. I think this is probably the best one. These are all at my grandmother's house. I think she probably, if I had to hazard a guess, she bought them at Goodwill. And I took them home with me one day because they were just sitting in the basement doing nothing. And they've been on my shelves ever since. But again, there is a Wolfman out there, and I'm really hoping to find it again sometime soon without having to pay too much. Up next, I got Brundle Fly, of course, from 1986 remake of The Fly. David Cronenberg, of course, and crazy body effects. This is I bought this at a Horrorama convention. It was still in the package, and even though it's from the 90s, it's an older thing. Usually I wouldn't open them, but this one I decided to open just because I just wanted to look at it and put it on the shelf. But it's pretty good. Slime. It's pretty decent. I mean, it's an NECA, so of course it's going to have a lot of detail. It's got some pretty good articulation. Legs, I'm not going to pull it off the stand, but actually, yeah, the legs, I think they move. Actually, no, the legs, the whole upper torso is a solid piece. The head, I think the head does move, but the arms move, and it's, like I said, it's got a lot of detail, and it's from the Movie Maniacs collection they have, or had. I don't know if they still make them. I don't think they do. I think this was just a limited thing. I have the Leatherface one too, and it's definitely still in the package, but it's just a copy of the poster. There. Up next, I got Terminator 2. Let's get the T-1000. This is, again, it's NECA, so it's going to have a lot of detail. You can change the head. I have like the other heads and other pieces. On pretty decent, I mean, it's NECA, so it's going to have a lot of articulation. I'm not going to bend the knees because I have it positioned the way I like it, so it stands on the shelf without falling over. But it's pretty good. I like it. Unfortunately, this gun isn't the gun that it came with. The gun that it came with, I think it ended up in the vacuum cleaner a couple of years ago. So, anyway, but it's pretty good. And it came with, why did I oh, my screen froze for a second. That was weird. But anyway, the gun that this came with actually came with the Terminator itself. And this one I really like. It's got so much detail on it. It's, again, you can change the heads. It's got tons of articulation. Like the detail in this, I'm just going to take this off if I can. Well, sort of, but it's just amazing. Like the grenade belt, the gun itself is just insane. And put this over forward some more. Detail work in the face. It's pretty kick-ass. Like, jacket's even got the bullet holes in it. Like NECA just puts, a lot of other companies too. Most of the ones I have are NECA because that's the stuff that seems to be sold more in the stores I go to. But even like the wrinkles in the pants, like it's just amazing how much work I put into these just to be popped up on a shelf somewhere. Because that's generally what people do. They're not really, most people aren't really playing with them. They don't really buy them for their kids. But like the bag and everything, it's just crazy how much detail is in this one little thing. And then lastly, in this set I got Quasimodo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, the 1923 silent era version with of course Lon Chaney, and this would have just been a copy of the makeup that Lon Chaney put on himself to give himself the grotesque appearance of Quasimodo. This is him wearing his it's covered in dust. I should have dusted it first. It's sitting way up on the top shelf because of the way it leans. But yeah, this is like all the work that Lon Chaney put into making himself look like this, and this was all his work. He was just simply like amazing in his craft. But yeah, this is the King of Fools costume when he gets pulled out, and then they make him the King of Fools, and they have like a big party in the street, and before they sort of betray him, and he's sitting on a gargoyle. It's actually glued on there because NECA, a lot of their things are solid plastic. They're not hollow, so very top heavy, and this guy kept falling over, so I had to actually glue him in place. But he's got the scepter, and the whole King of Fools costume comes off. And again, it's NECA. You can see all the details, just like the wrinkles in the jacket, everything. Like even just the gargoyle itself looks like a stone gargoyle. Like it's very well done. Anyway, that's all for today. I didn't want to make it a long video, just showing stuff I own. But yeah, that's the scepter up close. Crown, pretty simple. The one in the movie actually would have been bigger than this. It would have sat bigger on his head. I just actually rewatched it, I think a couple weeks ago. Anyway, that's really all I'm gonna talk about today. Oops. And like I said, I'm just showing off a couple of my things because I'm bored and nothing to do right now. And that's pretty much it. I hope you all have a good time, or you're having a good time, you're being safe. We seem to be coming closer to an end of all this crap, so we'll see what happens in the next couple months. I'm back at work right now, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it's not a terrible thing, but I was enjoying having a summer off. But anyway, it is what it is, and hope everybody's safe and everyone's well, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.